From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Thursday, January 5th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. A Rapid City man charged in a December shooting on 7th Street remains in jail for now. Leon Plumann, 34 of Rapid City, made his first appearance in a video court proceeding from the Pennington County Jail, where a judge denied his bond request. He's charged with attempted murder, obstruction, possession of a controlled substance, intentional damage to property, and unlawful occupancy. Police allege he shot a man on December 27th. The victim sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Plumann is expected back in court for another preliminary hearing January 18th. A Vale couple has been arrested in a child pornography case. Amy Rose has the details.
A Vale couple have been arrested, accused of producing and distributing online child pornography involving their child. 42-year-old Timothy Scott White and 24-year-old Leslie Marie White have both pleaded not guilty to the charge of production of child pornography. If convicted, they each face a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years or up to 30 years in federal prison. The Whites are currently being held by the U.S. Marshals Service pending trial.
A Custer man arrested in connection with a fatal rollover crash on East North Street in Rapid City made a court appearance on Wednesday. Nicholas Herman, 20, is charged with vehicular homicide, 2 counts of vehicular battery, reckless driving, minor consumption, and DUI. In the bond hearing, Herman's attorney requested a reduction in his $50,000 bond. The judge reduced the bond to $20,000. Police say he was the driver in an early morning crash that killed one person and sent 2 others to the hospital with serious injuries. Police say alcohol has been determined to be a factor in the crash. The crash remains under investigation. His next hearing is scheduled for January 17th. In national and international news, House Republicans plowed through the second day of the new Congress with no clear off-ramp from their political chaos over electing leader Kevin McCarthy as the new Speaker. A Wednesday night session was initially planned, but they instead gave up amid a shouting, crowded vote to adjourn. After lengthy closed-door meetings with conservative holdouts, McCarthy said more voting would not be productive, though he also said his meetings with holdouts showed progress. But no progress at all was evident, with 20 conservative holdouts still refusing to support him and leaving him far short of the 218 typically needed to win the gavel. Tens of thousands gathered at the Vatican today to say farewell to Pope Benedict. Amy Rose has the story.
Pope Francis joined tens of thousands of faithful in bidding farewell to Benedict XVI at a rare requiem mass for a dead pope presided over a living one. That ended an unprecedented decade for the Catholic Church that was sparked by the German theologian's decision to retire. Bells tolled and the crowd applauded Thursday as pallbearers carried Benedict's cypress coffin out to the fog-shrouded St. Peter's Basilica and placed it before the altar in the square outside. Wearing the crimson vestments typical of papal funerals, Francis opened the service with a prayer and closed it by solemnly blessing the simple casket.
Now the latest on the war in Ukraine. The Russian military's top brass is under increasing scrutiny as more details emerge of how at least 89 Russian soldiers, and possibly many more, were killed in a Ukrainian artillery attack on a single building. The scene last weekend in the Russian-held eastern Ukrainian town of Makivka, where the Russian soldiers were temporarily stationed, appears to have been a recipe for disaster. Hundreds of Russian troops were reportedly clustered in a building close to the front line of the war, well within range of the enemy's Western-supplied precision artillery, possibly sitting close to an ammunition store, and perhaps unwittingly helping Kyiv's forces to zero in on them through cell phone use. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Sunshine and 38 for the high today, low tonight, 21. And that was your Daily Slice for Thursday, January 5th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.